Hello, you guys. Nice to see you again. It has been a minute for sure. So, what I'm doing here is I saved two of my mixing palettes so that I can show you one of the new colors I'm working on. And we also have another one over here. So, we'll re-wet that one in a second. So anyway, my name's Jacqueline Jack. So if you haven't been on my group page or YouTube right now, this is broadcasting on both. Good to see you guys. I hope you guys are doing really well. I've been so busy getting out monthly subscriptions. And if you haven't subscribed, I suggest that you do because all of these goodies come in a delivery every single month to you guys. You can sign up for it at jackswatercolor.com. So we were talking about these colors just recently on the group page, and what these are is a mix of different brands. Of course, the brighter colors are mine, as you well know, because I tend to really love bright colors. So I've been working on my granulating mixes, which look a little bit bright here. So let me see if I can adjust the screen because they look just a bit bright, and they're not really that washed out. So maybe we'll turn off low light compensation and scale down my brightness. Maybe you can see a little better. Yeah, that's good. So I love granulating colors. And as you know, there are some out there by Schminke and also White Nights that I really love. But what I felt always was they always kind of lacked some of the vibrancy that I love in colors. And so what I usually do in my paintings is I mix my own. Well, then, fast forward to our monthly watercolor subscription and you guys wanting me to send you watercolor. And now we have some of my own mixes. So as you know, I have Teal Apatite Genuine. I have Cobalt Blue Apatite Genuine, Ocean Turquoise Apatite Genuine, really beautiful. A new one that just came in called Beach, which is the perfect beach color. I love it. It's transparent and it's gorgeous. And that will actually be coming out to you guys in a larger pan next month. So you'll see that in, I think, the November subscription. If not, it might actually be on one of the dot cards too. So we're going to take a look at one of the dot cards in just a second. So these ones like Jack's Teal, Purple Rain, which you guys helped me to name, which I absolutely love because it's like pink and purple together. It's so pretty. Jade, which is a favorite of mine because I love the greens and the blues. Cerulean Sky, Blew Me Away, which is somewhere in between your cobalt and your ultramarine. So if you don't like one or the other, you will love this one because it literally can serve as the only mixing blue on your palette, mixing both warm and cool colors really well. Violet Haze is another big favorite, and it is just pretty incredible. I actually have a big sample of it over here, which I'm going to wet and play with today. Then Lilac is also really beautiful. Magic Forest and Sap Green, I just mixed those today. So this is Magic Forest, and you had a lot of questions about it. So I thought I would just kind of play around with it here since my palette was so messed up. Now I do have 6 quarter pans poured from this very first batch. Now I have done this watercolor for my own use. I have never produced this one before. So as far as dry time, I mean, I'm always mixing it and going directly to my my paper. So I really don't know how it's going to dry up because I have never done that before with this one. But I did put it here and it looks like it's drying really well. It's not cracking, which is something I look for. I do use honey and glycerin in my producing watercolors. So you will see a lot of that going on in the watercolors, but this is just the green that I love to mix and use because it's a granulating green and it's not too blue, not too yellow, but it's that perfect forest color, so you can literally layer it and you can use it for these lovely like wispy kind of paintings that you might want to do. in lights and darks. Now, if you're looking at this brush, this is a brush I sell at Jack's Watercolor. And some of you guys on your third shipment are going to get this brush. If you chose synthetic, then you chose right, because this brush is amazing. It's a pointed round, and you know how much I like pointed rounds, but I got a nice big belly on this pointed round. So not only is it a beat me up synthetic, but it is an incredible brush, going from very, very very wispy points to those beautiful leaves. And you know you're going to rush over there and buy out everything I have. It comes in small sizes and in large sizes, and I love it. I can honestly say this brush, I have beat it up. I've literally used it every single day for 2 months just to make sure that I cannot lose any hair. And it hasn't lost even one hair yet. So I'm pretty happy with it. And I think you guys will be too. So this is called Magic Forest. And by the time you're seeing this, you probably will be able to get it in my store on jackswatercolor.com. But isn't it gorgeous? And it's granulating. It's so pretty. Okay, there is an offset of this formula. So this formula also was the base formula for the sap green. And I'm going to mix a little bit for you because I have some of my beautiful warm mixture over here so that I can just show you what the sap green is going to look like. It's coming out, and it's really truly beautiful. It's like bright, bold, very similar to this, and it granulates. And what you can use the two of them for is so that you have not just one color in your leaves. And that's how I use the two. Now you see why I mix my own colors, because they're just gorgeous. They work so well together. And I love the two. I mean, you really don't need any other greens. So for convenience greens, these are beautiful. Transparent, you can layer them, of course, but granulating as well. Cool, right? I love them. They're so pretty. Okay, so let's go to the violet. All right, so I wanted to show you that one. It's lovely. I'm really excited how it turned out, and it looks like it's just doing really, really well. So if you want one of these 6/4 pounds, just message me at this point, because I have not gone into production on this color yet. I want to wait for these to dry and see, but you're welcome to buy one of the first batch of these. Okay, so the next one is, I have made a mess already. This is what Violet Haze looks like. So if you are familiar with the watercolors that I make, and this is dry, so we're going to see how quickly it re-wets. I'm totally getting both. Good to see you. Hi. Yeah, they're gorgeous. I know, they're so pretty. Aren't they pretty? Oh no, look what I did. Oh, I always do that. All right, hang on. We're going to clean it up. Let me show you how to clean this. So the best way to clean it is to take your rag, right? And just grab the excess watercolor off, just like that. Then you want to take a damp brush, not too wet, and just go ahead and activate the watercolor. Just like that. And then wipe it with your thing. Now, that yellow is a very staining yellow, so I don't anticipate it coming off completely. I'm going to try and fix it here. But I just love it. This is one of my own yellow mixers. It's sunflower. It is so, so pretty. I don't know if you can see it, but it's really beautiful. So let's go ahead and add this here. And probably just, oops, sorry. I'm drinking my wine for the night. Finishing off the night with a nice glass of wine because I worked really, really hard today. By the way, when you want to get something off of your brush and you don't want to have dirty water all the time, just take a rag and wipe it first. And then when you rinse it, it, depending on how staining it is, it won't dirty your water too much. This one happens to be a very staining yellow that I have here, but I just love it. It's beautiful. And that was called Sunshine. I don't even think that's on the website, but again, I will put it up on the website when I put the other ones. Okay, so we have Magic Forest and we have Sap Green. Both are my own watercolor mixes. Now we're going to play with Violet Haze. So let me show you what Violet Haze does first. So we're going to take a little bit of Fabriano. This is the Fabriano 50/50. So in the monthly watercolor subscription, you will get some Fabriano 50/50 so that you can try it. This is 50% cotton, but it's a 300 GSM. On my dot cards, I actually printed on them in the lighter paper because it handled my printer much better. Now, with granulating colors, you don't need to use a lot. So it's not really necessary for you to obtain a full pan of these. You can do just fine and get everything you want out of the quarter pans or the half pans. So you don't really need to put a lot of money into this watercolor, but can you see what it's like? Is this like focusing? Let's see if it's focusing. Can you see how pretty it is? It actually, when it dries, it is going to reveal some purples and some pinks and some blue. And this is, you can see it like right down here. Can you see it right down there? There's blue, like a hot pink, and a violet in it. So you want to use very light, like almost 50% water with these and all the granulating colors to see what they do at first. And then you just like take a little bit of the watered area and just tap it in. And as you can see, I'm using that same brush again. This is the pointed round. It's the synthetic brush available on my website. And it comes in different colors. It comes in a liner, in a cat's tongue, and some flats. And again, if you're one of my subscribers, you are going to get one of these brushes in your packet in November subscription. Or if you sign up today, actually, you're going to get one of these brushes in your subscription box. You have to sign up on my website, jackswatercolor.com. You see how pretty this is? Do you see the blue? See violet? There's pink and there's blue. Is that like the most amazing? Yeah, this is one of the brushes. Exactly. I have a full set of them and I love them. I mean, I have not lost one hair. It is incredible. It's got a really nice amount of snap to it. It holds tons of water. So aside from my Escoda, this is such an incredibly cheap brush. It's like, what, $10? It's like nothing. It is so, so good. I would get the whole set because I have every one of them and I love them. The liner's adorable. Everything works great. So isn't that gorgeous? So that is the haze. So you can use this very, very lightly. And then in the last 5 minutes of drying time, it is going to show you something even more fabulous than what you see here. And as you can see, this is a fine grain paper. It's 50/50. It's not even 100% cotton. And there's no like, tomfoolery here. It is just a beautiful, magical, separating watercolor. And what I just played off of is I played off of the fact that some of my minerals, some of my mixes in the granulating colors are heavier than the others. So the pink is going to float around and the blues are going to go to the bottom. And then the violet is going to be, like attaching itself to some of the blues. So you're going to see blue and violet as a prominent, and then some of this beautiful light pink. See the light pink coming out on the ends there. Gorgeous color. That is called Violet Haze. I have another one called, it was originally called Jack's Violet, but you guys kind of renamed it to Crush Berries. And I can never remember the name, so I still kind of call it Jack's Violet, but it is another beautiful one that has Apatite Genuine in it. So it is very like a moody violet, kind of like very deep violet. So that is Jack's Violet. Now let's add some Jack's Violet to this gorgeous little painting that we have going on. So again, I'm still working on this little area here. So I don't even want to rinse this because this would take me forever to use. I might even just like water it down and kind of like just scoop it into a pan so that I can use it, because I literally just don't want to waste it, you know? It's just such a gorgeous color. So what I'm doing is I'm just taking a little and I'm just rolling my brush. Just kind of doing some little squigglies. And again, on 100% watercolor paper, this stuff will paint itself. It will be so, so beautiful. So how are you guys doing with the challenges that are in the monthly subscription? I have 2 challenges out right now, and wait till you see the beautiful challenge coming for next month. You're going to love it. I have to say, I'm having such a good time. I really, really love the subscriptions. I think they're so much fun to do, and I think you guys are really enjoying them and having a good time. So with all granulating colors, if before it's dry, you can actually tap a little bit of water into it. So I'm just tapping some of my brush water in, and because this has a nice big belly, you can pretty much do whatever you want. And then I'm just going to kind of go outside of the flower a little bit and just create some movement and some background like haziness, because it's called Violet Haze, right? Isn't that pretty? So you can really motion it around and see how it separates. Now we're seeing the blue, and then you can go back in and you can add a little more depth in some areas. And that's how I use these luscious colors, but you see how easy it is? This is just one color that's doing all of this. Now, if you really love granulating colors, I have a class called the Granulating Watercolor Class for Beginners, and it shows you all these fun techniques and things that you can do in your sketchbook with granulating watercolor. So don't even be shy, you know, you can literally just kind of strike some of your lavender through your leaves here. It's not going to hurt the greens, not when they're dry. It just kind of gives it some beautiful fullness. So wouldn't this be pretty? So you could like let this dry, and then this could be a card that you send out to somebody. You could frame it. I mean, just the colors are so pretty together. I think they really work well. You can even add a little pink, would be fun to this. You know, you can do a lot. So don't hesitate. Just go and have fun and play. And I did it all with this one brush, and this is the size 10 pointed round. I tend to use the larger ones, but again, you can use the 8, the 6, you know, any of them. They really work well. Okay, so let's look at the dot card next. Oh, yeah, that's right. You wanted to see a close-up of the sketchbooks? Okay, so one of the sketchbooks, let's get rid of our Violet Haze for a second. Okay, so I think I'm going to cover this just to keep it from getting everywhere. Okay, so one of the sketchbooks that I have been producing is this one. This is the one for this month. Last month it had a darker grosgrain ribbon. This month it has this beautiful silver with the gorgeous silver paper. And this is actually an accordion sketchbook style. So when you open them, these are the ones that I use in the classes. This is what it looks like. Usually has a pocket inside here, and then they open up just like this. So it's Fabriano 100% cotton with a deckled edge. You can use it wide like this. You can fold it up and use just like this, or you can open it completely out and have a full view of all of your watercolor. But it is beautiful paper. As you can see, the Fabriano logo is embedded in some of them, depending on where we cut. But all of these are hand torn, so you have that beautiful deckled edge, and they're just really, really precious. I love them. They're 100% cotton 300 GSM, And what else? Fabriano is from Italy. It's a beautiful paper. It actually is my very favorite paper, so I get it here and I make the sketchbooks out of them. This past week, I released only 10 of these. This is also Fabriano paper, and this is more of a traditional sketchbook. It's hand sewn, so it does open flat. It's very, very simple book, but you can paint on the front and back. So if you prefer something like this, these are also on my website as well, and they're just precious sketchbooks. It's mostly just like a treat for yourself because you're getting this gorgeous paper. You know what I mean? And it's all deckled edge. It is just, they're so pretty. I love them. So this is what the ones for this month look like. I changed the photo on the website as well. There's one ad for the accordion one and one for the hand sewn classic sketchbook. So that's what this is. This one currently only comes in the one size, where the accordion sketchbook comes in the smaller size and also the like 30-page one. Okay, so those are the sketchbooks. In your monthly watercolor subscription, you're going to be starting to get these mixing charts, which are really fun, as well as paper samplers. So all kinds of papers, like I said, between 100% cotton papers. I have some Canson. We have some Etcher that they sent over. I have some Paul Rubens coming. There's also lots of Fabriano, lots of just all kinds of watercolor papers that I use, even these handmade papers, which are really beautiful, that you guys have been ordering so well. These are from India, and they are really beautiful papers. This is pistachio, and then there's also a pink with the deckled edge. These are 300 GSM, so they're just gorgeous, and I love the paintings that you guys have been showing. They're so nice. So thank you for using them. It also comes in white, and in your monthly subscription there's usually a dot card in 2 different versions. Now, up till now, we have done several different things, right? We have done the dot cards, and then we've also done some pans, some sample pans. This month, coming out in the Duo, you want to look for this envelope if you're a Duo subscriber, and you'll be getting the October Reds with a very special watercolor treat in the center. This is a quarter pan, very large quarter pan. And then you have the pumpkin season dot card as well. So you do get both of them. You get a challenge card as well as this challenge card, and you can enter to win a full watercolor set from me. If you've subscribed during this month, then you're going to be receiving this amazing Schminke limited edition watercolor, so a quarter pan of this. Pretty cool, right? We've got some postcards in here, as well as the sample cards, and then a surprise watercolor gift in here. And these are the metallics, so you're going to get some metallics, and everybody's going to get something different. So pretty fun. These are really fun. I just love these subscriptions. They're such a good time. The best part of them is when we all open them together and you guys show me what you painted, and that it's just giving you some fun, you know, a nice day. And I think that that's really cool. Plus, you'll have enough watercolor to paint during the month and enter the challenges. Okay, so the mixing charts. Let me find a subscription card here. Okay, so the October subscription cards, here's how you use your subscription card. I would just put a little dot of water across all of them. Actually got some red on my yellow there. On this yellow, it says mix this yellow with any of the colors to discover a new gorgeous fall mix. So we would put our yellow here and here. So this is the first yellow, right? And it's a beautiful yellow. And you can write notes on the mixing cards as well. And the mixing cards come in 2 different sizes. So depending on your subscription and what the packaging is, you're going to have 2 different things happening. So the next one is Chinese orange. And we want to mix that with the yellow. I recommend mixing in like ceramic, which I don't even know if I have any of my ceramic mixers here. Let me see. I don't think I do. So, let's see what I have. Literally, like everything around is used. Wait, I can use this. Okay. So we're going to take a little bit of the first one. Mix it with a little bit of the yellow. And there you go. You're off to the races. And just start painting them in. And you can see what kind of colors you can get. Let's take a little bit of the bright red. Now I included two different kinds of Sennelier reds for a reason. Because one is their famous bright red color that people are always talking about, but nobody ever knows what's in it. And I really love it. I have actually tried to reproduce it with several different things, just trying to make the color because I think it's just so pretty and it's great in mixes. And I felt like this might be a color you might not buy, so therefore maybe just try it in the subscription package. You know? Mix a little bit of yellow over here. I think I'm just gonna give it a little yellow. And as you can tell, even the dog cards that I sell on the website, they're pretty generous. I personally like the little sample pans myself. I think they're really fun to use. This is the 254 red, which is a lot more blue, like kind of more of a bluey red. Well, I think it is. I think it's kind of, I don't know, it's like really bright. I love the bright colors. This is Mission Gold Yellow Orange. It's a really pretty orange. And depending on how you go, you can mix across with some other colors, or you can mix some of these colors together. This is the Burnt Sienna. You can do anything you want with these mixing charts. There are no rules. You do not have to do them the traditional way. That is, to me, kind of exhausting. I just didn't want you to have to use your really good watercolor paper as mixing charts, and I noticed a lot of you guys were swatching on the cotton, and that's great, but I'm sure you want to use it to paint something. So I sent you guys swatch cards so you could use swatches. Just trying to think of everything. So by all means, if you guys have any suggestions, please let me know. Okay, so if you want to mix some of these together, then what you would do is, like, say we take Sennelier Chinese Orange, and we put that up here. Now, so far, we've mixed the Chinese Orange with the yellow only. But if you want to mix it with the bright red, right, then you would take the bright red, a little bit of the Chinese Orange, and, like, go across from where it is, so you can remember what you mixed together. And I think that's where a lot of people get confused. So if I was going to take the Sennelier red and mix that with the Chinese Orange, then it would be this Chinese Orange with the Sennelier red, and we would put that there. And whether you do a watery mix or something with a little more color, that's entirely up to you. You can even go this way and do lighter shades of the same thing. You don't have to mix all of these together, you know. Let's take some Burnt Sienna, which is down here. And this is why I like ceramic better than these tins, because see how the tins beat up? And let's take the Sennelier red. So this would be the Sennelier red, right? And this is the Burnt Sienna. So you can tell we don't have a Sennelier red up here yet, so we're going to put it right here. And if I want to just go ahead and add a little more. I can mix it right in there. It's just this brush is a bit wet, so sometimes it holds so much water you can actually just dab it on your cloth. This is a really pretty color. So aren't these beautiful? So then when you take these and you go to the challenge cards, I don't want to mess up anybody's challenge card, but here I'll do it on this. So say we're going to dip in our burnt sienna. You guys see what I'm doing? And use my burnt sienna there. And then maybe I'll start using some of my yellow. I didn't really wash my brush off, so dipping the yellow with the burnt sienna. I can just start doing that. Then I'm going to take a little bit of the red, mix it with some of my other colors over here. And I'm just kind of swirling in with this beautiful point on this brush. You know you're going to go get this brush now, right? I know, it's so much fun to paint with. And we're doing one of our little challenge trees. So now I'm just kind of rubbing a lot of the colors together to, again, just get another color with a lot of water. And this is Fabriano 100% cotton. So this is the paper that is like magic paper. This like paints even when you don't paint well. This is what I put in my sketchbooks because, you know, I want to give you guys like, you know, the best time ever. So I'm not going to make sketchbooks with like crappy paper because this is the paper that will like make something bad into something good. It just has to dry and it will take a beating. You can scrub it. You can just do whatever you want with it, really. So let's kind of go here, get a little more of the dark, and I'm just going to kind of dab in some of the darker color in just some areas so it grabs onto the others. And that's what I'm going to do and what I had in mind for my little like squirrely tree. And I'll probably put the heavier stuff down here on this side. And then I just kind of wet my my brush just to give it a little more texture. And we'll just do some lines. Okay, there's my entry for my fall tree blowing in the breeze. Mine's not really blowing though, I noticed, right? I should probably do another one because it's not really blowing, but that's okay. Maybe this is going to be a tree in the background, so let's just make that some trees in the background. Voila! There, I have my forest, my little like red forest. Just with a little lighter version of the burnt sienna. So isn't that nice? So that's what you do in the monthly subscription. As you take the challenge, you go on the group page, you share it with us, we get to comment and hang out. There's like 53,000 people on the group page these days, which is crazy. I can't believe how much you guys have spread it around, and I thank you so much for the support and keeping it a really great supportive environment for everyone, because that's really what it should be. You know, it shouldn't be anything that is stressful. I want everybody to feel comfortable sharing their work. I don't want you to go there and feel like, oh, I don't want to share my work because I'm afraid of criticism. I'm afraid somebody's going to rip me apart, you know? So there, we painted a couple of things. You guys saw some of the new colors. I explained the monthly subscription and even gave you some ideas on how you can use it. And as you can see, there is plenty left on these dot cards, and even the dot cards that I offer in the store to purchase. So if you don't want to subscribe and you want to maybe purchase a dot card, you can even get them and get them delivered to your house. But I also have like the sample pans, which are really cool. Here's one that just got released, and this is the sampler pans offer a lot more watercolor, right? So this is actually little pans of watercolor that you can put in a tin, and this is the Cobalt Crazy one, if you want to know where it is. So this is like all the Schminke granulating colors that you can try out. It's a great way to test, and this is plenty of watercolor to do a lot of paintings. So again, if you want to do larger sizes, you can, but it's really not necessary. You can totally get my sample pans and enjoy and try out colors before you actually make big purchases. I would just get a really nice quality sketchbook and maybe a couple of these in different ones. Like there's Mission Gold, there's different ones. So enjoy, guys, and so happy to see you as always. If you have any ideas for me, please let me know, because I am always excited to jump on here and test things out, check things out, and see what's going on. Happy painting to all of you, and have a wonderful, wonderful day.